Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOP, Karen Huger denied early release after DUI sentence. Fans of The Real Housewives of Potomac were shocked when original cast member Karen Huger was arrested on charges of driving under the influence in 2024. Her recent attempt to get out of prison early was denied by the judge. Keep reading to find out more about the reality star's legal issues. Karen Huger has been a staple on The Real Housewives of Potomac since the show debuted on Bravo in 2016. Viewers may have seen the last of her on Season 9, which wrapped up in March. She was unable to attend the Season 9 reunion in person because she was in rehab. The reality star was arrested for driving under the influence in March 2024. Body cam footage from the officers showed Karen Huger slurring her words and visibly intoxicated. She turned down a plea deal and took her chances at trial. Unfortunately, the ruling wasn't in her favor. She was found guilty on multiple charges, including driving under the influence, DUI, and negligent driving. Karen Huger was sentenced to 2 years in prison with one of the years suspended, meaning she would only serve 1 year. She also received 5 years probation. Karen Huger began her prison stint on February 27, 2025. According to the Washington Post, the reality star recently applied for work release. If approved, it would mean transferring to a less strict facility focused on rehabilitation. While she had approval from correctional officials, the judge on her case denied the request. Now Karen Huger must finish her sentence at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility in Maryland. Before her stint in prison, Karen Huger had a cameo on the CBS soap Beyond the Gates. She's expected to get out of prison in October or November 2025. Will she return to RHOP after she's out of prison? Bravo host and executive Andy Cohen had a lot to say about the RHOP star's imprisonment. However, he stopped short of revealing if the door was open for Karen Huger to return to the show after she's out of prison. Karen Huger isn't the first Bravo star with a criminal record. RHOP's Teresa Giudice famously served time in prison for tax fraud. The Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Beater was arrested on DUI charges in September 2023. She was sentenced to 3 years probation and 40 hours of community service, but not jail time. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City fans got a front row seat to Jen Shah's legal troubles. Homeland Security officers approached a van carrying some of the women on the show to a group cast trip. However, Jen Shah had a last-minute emergency and wasn't there at the time. However, she was later arrested on charges of wire fraud. Jen Shah initially proclaimed her innocence, but pled guilty right before the case was expected to go to trial in July 2022. She took a plea deal and was sentenced to over 6 years in prison. The reality star made a fast friend in Elizabeth Holmes in prison. Jen Shah's sentence has been reduced several times since then. She was originally set to be released in 2029, but now she'll be home as early as next year. Her new release date is October 4, 2026, which is also her birthday. She'll turn 52 next year. Are you surprised that the judge refused Karen Huger's work release application? Do you think she's been treated unfairly compared to other Real Housewives who have run into legal trouble? Sound off in the comments. Potomac just got a little quieter, and the champagne a bit less bubbly. Karen Huger, the self-proclaimed grande dame of Potomac, will not be sashaying out of her sentence early. After a high-profile DUI arrest that shook the pillars of the Real Housewives of Potomac fandom, the court has ruled that Huger must serve her full sentence without early release, despite a plea that reportedly included excellent behavior, community engagement, and the fact that she's never missed a wig appointment. But let's rewind. The drama began on a balmy spring evening that should have ended in candlelight and Chardonnay, not flashing lights and field sobriety tests. Karen Huger, ever the picture of poise and pearls, was pulled over for erratic driving after allegedly swerving her Bentley through the streets of Potomac. When the news broke the next morning, Bravo fans were in collective disbelief. Karen, the Karen Huger? With her always impeccable posture and signature perfume line? Surely not. Unfortunately, the arrest was real, and so were the charges. Huger was taken into custody and later sentenced after pleading guilty to driving under the influence. Her attorneys argued for leniency, citing her philanthropic work and status as a beloved reality TV figure, though the prosecution countered with video footage from the arrest, which reportedly included Karen telling the officer, "You clearly don't know who she is." Karen has reigned over RHOP since its inception, delivering quotable lines, eye-roll-worthy drama, and a surprisingly fierce entrepreneurial streak. Whether she's throwing garden parties or battling frenemies over champagne etiquette, the Grande Dame has remained a central figure, equal parts elegance and chaos, all wrapped up in custom couture. Following the sentencing, Huger was assigned to a minimum security women's facility, where she was expected to serve 90 days. But just 6 weeks into her sentence, her legal team filed a request for early release. The argument? Karen had been a model inmate. She had participated in group therapy sessions, led a book club. Rumor has it they started with the art of war, naturally, and even organized a small-scale etiquette workshop for her fellow inmates. "She's been a positive influence in the community here," said one anonymous source from the facility. "She taught us how to properly pour champagne and corrected our posture during morning roll call." While the court acknowledged her efforts, it ultimately denied the early release request, stating that the law must apply evenly to all, regardless of fame, fragrance lines, or former beauty queen titles. The ruling sparked a flurry of online reactions, with fans divided. Some argued that Karen had owned up to her mistake and was deserving of compassion. Others felt the sentence was already lenient and needed to be carried out fully. Back in Potomac, her absence has been deeply felt. Filming for the next season of Real Housewives of Potomac is already underway, and producers are reportedly scrambling to rework plot lines and shift focus to other cast members. Still, whispers of a possible post-release redemption arc are already brewing. After all, if Teresa Giudice can bounce back from prison time to reclaim her reality TV throne, why not Karen? Some insiders say Karen is already drafting a new business plan from her cell, rumored to include a memoir, Grande Redemption, and possibly a line of sober chick wines, grape juice blends served in luxury bottles. "She's already thinking about her next empire," said a friend close to the Huger family. Karen sees this as a detour, not a derailment. Ray Huger, Karen's ever-loyal husband, has kept a low profile during the ordeal, though sources say he's been visiting regularly. The couple's relationship, often the subject of speculation and shade from fellow castmates, appears to be holding strong. "Ray's been her rock," the source shared. "This has brought them even closer." Meanwhile, Karen's social media accounts remain mostly inactive, with a team reportedly managing them during her absence. A recent post showed a black and white image of the Potomac River with the caption, "Even in the darkest water, the grandest lady rises." Fans took it as a veiled message from Huger herself, cryptic, yet undeniably fabulous. Despite the court's decision, some believe Karen could still find a silver lining. Legal analysts note that while early release was denied, her time served could still be shortened slightly with good behavior. And let's face it, if anyone can charm a parole board with monogrammed stationery and a firm handshake, it's Karen. In the court of public opinion, the jury is still out. But if reality TV has taught us anything, it's that downfall and comeback are often two sides of the same designer clutch. What happens next for the Grande Dame? Fans are eager to find out. Will she return to RHOP with a vengeance, ready to reclaim her throne? Will she pen an Oprah-worthy confessional and step into a new role as advocate for sobriety and second chances? Or will she take a quieter path, rebuilding out of the spotlight, far from the Potomac shade? No one can say for sure, but this much is certain: Karen Huger's story is far from over. So for now, the Grande Dame remains grounded, but not defeated. And when she does make her grand return, you can bet the wig will be flawless, the entrance unforgettable, and the tagline? Probably something like, "I may have been down, but don't ever count a dame out."